All right. So, after much deliberation trying to get this window to open on the same monitor as VS Code, which took forever for some fucking reason. Um, but uh, it does now run still um, on Linux now. From like, yeah, no, it still works. The file is mostly the same. That's dumb. Um, I was going through. There was some change I said I needed to make, and now I don't remember what exactly that was. Um, I'm sure it'll come to me at some point, but um, yeah, that's weird. Why is that? What happened? Oh, I can't move that. Oh, right. No, it's actually still fucked up. So, give me 1 second. Um, Apparently the KWin uh, stuff here really, really does not like me. For I honestly couldn't tell you what reason, but I have it the way I have it set now is it's never gonna open correctly. Gosh, it's so ridiculous. I don't know why this can't just work. Everything else is like everything else just works, but this for some reason simply cannot. Um, I mean that's good. You can see mostly what's going on. It's not centered, but it also doesn't need to be. I can make it a little better. Wait. Oh well, it just decided to open up on the wrong fucking monitor again. So, um, couldn't tell you why. Couldn't tell you how. Awesome. It needs to be shorter. That's fine. Um, yep. So, what happened, gang? Oh, all of the settings got deleted for some fucking reason. Why? No, yeah, no. There it goes. You love to see it. Honestly, whenever I'm like, I always just hope that maybe, um, we can finally get a window that doesn't fucking work. Right. All right. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna hope that by some miracle. Nope. All right. More. Da, da, da. So move. Okay. Perfect. That can live here. If it would stay there, that would be perfect. So configure, add property, position, stay there, ignore requested geometry, apply. Don't just apply initially. Keep it like that until the end of time. Now, if I did it right, fucking finally. All right, so there it is. We have the little cube guy still. He's chilling. Before I all right, so I'm just gonna make a class for the ground, or just like, I mean, it's kind of a platformer, so like it's ground and wall, they behave roughly the same. can't go through it and shit. Float x in, float y in, float width in, and it needs a rectangle. I should probably give them velocity, but there's probably a lot of math that I have to do once that happens. And that's also not how you declare a rectangle. Round bounds. Round bounds. I suppose I can make this a little bit more readable on a monitor since I'm looking at it. How would I do this? Zen mode? Yeah, that's fucking loser ass setting. All right. Control N plus. Oop, that's a little too much. I don't have like a 1080p screen up, so I don't know necessarily how amazing that might be on like any level, but we'll keep it there. I'm not really covering anything on with my big old head. So ground bounds. How do I do that? Equals new. Equals new. And it's going to be x in, y in, width in, and height in. Yeah, no, it knows. Perfect. It's going to be the same as the player, except instead of green, actually here. Oh yeah, that was the thing I was going to change. This should not just be this shouldn't be draw player. It should just be draw. Because eventually I'm probably going to refactor the entire thing. And when I do that, I want to have it iterate through every entity and update them like all at once. And that means entity needs to be a superclass of everything. So, again, cross that bridge when I get there. If I get there, maybe someday I'll get there. It even tax evasion was the platformer I showed in episode number the first. That was only that wasn't necessarily necessary for. This is a dumb way to say it, but that wasn't strictly necessary for tax evasion, but it certainly. Oh, geez. Whoa, what the hell happened? What am I doing? Where am I? All right, anyway. Yeah, that also should... I think that also applies to bounds, the rectangle. I actually don't know why I didn't do that before, because I had already done it for velocity, but everything should still work. I'm just going to finish up the ground class, or at least the first little bit of it. I need the exact same draw function. This is why an entity superclass would be kind of cool, but I haven't thought that far ahead yet, and I don't get paid enough for that shit. So here we are, and ground is brown. Dark brown, much better. Perfect. So ground, draw. Now there is the slight problem of how do we get those two things to collide? Because they need to. But as for right now, I'm just going to make sure I can draw the ground. So ground equals new ground. Let's say it's at, say 900x, 500y. We'll make it 100 wide and 300 tall. And ground dot draw. Perfect. So this should run, and we should see that is gray. That is not dark brown. I've seen dark brown. That's not dark brown. Either way, though, it did work. It's just that color is fucking whack. I suppose I could actually enter my own RGB values, but that would take effort, and I'm not about that life. That is still gray. So, what if I just did color.brown? Because, like, I don't know what color alpha means. Does it need to be the alpha? I don't think so. Color.brown. That's brown. All right. And since the order I draw it is like that, the player goes behind the ground, which is generally better. But obviously, most games have collision, and this one does not. So, collision. Right now we have two entirely separate classes that don't really have a good way to interact with each other. Now, if they were part of the same superclass, damn it. So that means I need to learn inheritance in C#. Perfect. So class entity. So the way I did it in tax evasion before was, I believe the thing is still in there, so I can just look. The way I did it in tax evasion, that was, oh gosh. Oh, I don't have wine? Give me 1 second. Wow. Oh, this is a 3 gig install. Well. Shit. That's going to take a minute. Well. Oh, okay. I see. Because what would I do without... What would I do without smart card support, you know? If I couldn't support smart card on a 32-bit Windows application, it would be over. Like, you can't not support smart card, especially in 32-bit and 64-bit. You need both. In fact, you need both. Fucking stupid. Anyway, inheritance. That's gonna be a Firefox. Going to the classic W3 schools. Boom. C# for teachers. What is that? Teach coding? Purchase? Don't make them purchase stuff. They're teachers. That shit's expensive, and they're not paid. Or something. Anyway, inheritance. Car extends vehicle. All right, that works. Perfect. Okay, so that means the entity superclass is pretty much just going to be a funny rectangle that draws and updates. Do I have virtual functions? Uh, yeah, yeah. I would, yeah. So public virtual double area, which means it can be like, yeah. Okay, cool. So the entity class is uh does it need that? I don't think it does. I think if you're not doing anything, you can just not have that. Except it needs to do something. Well, does it? Because I'm never gonna use just an entity. I'm gonna pass in other values, but I do still need them for this. So oh gosh, I forget. Let's see. Where? Okay, the wine thing is almost done. Well, wait, it's oh no, that was install. So it did all the downloading part. It seems so. Perfect. Don't need that anymore, and I should be able to just run this. Ah, why needs to update. That's awesome. Perfect. Yeah. So this was the thing, and the like the only other like uh decent scale Raylib project I've made. Um, as you can tell, it's kind of dog shit, but a lot of the systems do actually work. Like killing enemies by jumping on their heads, that works fine. Um, Wall kicking, I mean, technically that is what happens when you hit a wall and jump, so it's a little instant, but I don't know. But yeah. So we have that, and the way I did this was we go into the entity. I want the H file for entity. There it is. Yeah, so we just had this. It had bounds, hitbox, texture rec, texture, which which I probably will have to end up implementing into the C# version of this. But, that's nice. I won't have to deal with destructors. I don't think. I think because that's a form of manual memory management. So I don't have to do that anymore because I don't do manual memory management anymore. The only issue I'm currently running into is everything about tax evasion is a vector of pointers to entities. So how it works is the main file loads the level via the loader object. Where did that drive go? Excuse me? Motherfucker, you still have work to do. You think we're done just because I closed a file, you dipshit? Oh my gosh. It's not. There it is. All right. Perfect. Anyway, yeah, so essentially how this worked was the main file went in, it loaded the level from the CSV. The loader file responded with a list or a vector of entity pointers. And then during the game loop, it looped through all of the entities, and it called the default update function, which would just be a virtual function update assigned to the class entity. And it did that. And then same thing for draw, but notably, the update function passed in the entire list of entities so that one entity was able to kill another. And that's what this is. This is clearing those pointers. Or well, this is clearing the pointers. This is deleting the entity from the list of entities. That was coded on in an airport after I'd been waiting at a different airport for like 4 hours. So even now, I still don't exactly know how it works, but I can at least confirm that it doesn't actually leak any memory, which is wild. So don't knock it till you try it, as it were. Anyway, I think that may have been some bullshit that is like only possible in C++. So I have no idea what the C# equivalent to this conundrum will be. But I suppose it all starts with the entity class, which I have not come close to finishing. So the entity class will have a rectangle. It will be called bounds, just like every other one. And the minimum, is it the minimum that you need passed in or the maximum? What does entity.h look like? File open. You don't pass, oh no, you pass an entire rectangle into entity.boundsin. Interesting. Well, I mean, it worked before, so is this going to work? Well, I should test it with I should test it with ground before I do anything here. Can I? Damn. I'm hoping these are C style. Yeah, it looks it. Oh yeah, have yet to add any comments. We don't need that shit. Perfect. This needs to be full screen. Perfect. So, I want this to pass in a rectangle, which means this needs to become rectangle. Rectangle bounds in. And bounds equals bounds in. And up here, this, I think, is going to equal new. This feels so wrong. This looks bad and dumb and wrong. But I don't even remember the values. We're gonna do like 800 and like 400 and like 100 and like 200. Is that works? That seriously? Oh my gosh, it just worked. Why? That's awful. I hate that. Whatever. All right. Like that. Whatever. Not my problem. Not my problem. Not my problem. So that does work. It's fucking thunder aids, but it works. Which means rectangle bounds equals bounds in, and bounds in is browns in. Excellent. So, public void draw, and that's going to look eerily similar to draw the fucking rectangle, please. Perfect. And now I am actually going to assign a color to these classes. So, color equals new color brown. Not internal buffer overflow extension. Brown. BROWN is how it got internal buffer overflow exception. Very interesting. Equals, well, never mind. So I want color equals color dot brown. Without that. And then I just go bounds color. And that is exactly how I'm going to do this function as well. I'll eventually delete this, but I'm too fucking stupid. This goes sure here. Perfect equals color dot green. And this is color. Very nice. All right, and as type entity already defines a member name draw. Does it now? Okay. So get rid of this one. Awesome. Color. Color is here. Color. Now, entities will have a default color of fucking red. Because if an entity is red, that means it's a problem. And I did something wrong, which hopefully we don't see any of those. And I hope that's not foreshadowing either. Anyway, that is the draw function. And now we just need an update function. I don't feel like typing. Perfect. Can't even see the glorious time. It is currently midnight. And that's all. It's only midnight. Got a lot of rectangles to draw before the end of the night. Perfect. And given what I said before, when I was glad that we did indeed have a virtual functions, we are going to do, it's just public virtual void. It's like virtual reality. Now, hopefully, and I don't know if this is gonna virtual string name get set. I don't know what that. I should know what that does. What does that do? I heard some vague thing about get set, getter and setter. It just automatically makes getter and setters. You don't have to write them yourself. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep writing them myself. Because I don't necessarily always want everything to have access to everything. Because reasons, I guess. Sealed. The fuck is sealed? Is that like inherent, or is that like protected in a real language? That was mean. C# is actually kind of dope. I'm trying to convince myself of that so that when I have to use it at a job, I've already fooled myself. Anywho, yeah. So there's both virtual functions. So I now need to inheritorize these. So I'm going to start with ground because it looks like it's going to be easiest. Ground. So if I do this, is it going to have a fucking seizure? Entity bounds in. All right. Now, whoa, hides inherited. Where do I type override? It goes here. Awesome. So, once again, having objectively mastered, there is no water in any of these cups, having objectively mastered virtual functions for this project, I hope. Show code actions. The light bulb was a red herring. All right, perfect. Is this going to compile? Or whatever it does? Awesome. It appears to be fine with that because that's overriding that. Then it also bounds in. So what if I don't do this? It doesn't like that. Interesting. How did it work in C++? Rectangle bounds in. Now what did like open? What was like the most basic entity? It was probably surface. .h. All right. All I did was override draw, and then you declared it by doing some fucking bullshit. Class surface : public entity. Public entity number 1. Fucking love Motley Crue. Anyway, so now, unfortunately, I don't think player is going to play ball as well as ground did. Because this really wants a full rectangle. And I don't have a full rectangle. I don't remember exactly how that worked. Because I believe the player in here only got coordinates. Player.h. This is also like, class player extended entity, so that works. So the constructor for player was simply that, and it did manage to extend something with more entity. New xn. Oh my gosh, why? In no, X in, it's right there. I don't want to XML include attribute, just comma. New X in, Y in, 50, 50. This feels so wrong, bro. New. Does it need to connect? What is that? You don't have any Zins, dude? And I think you no longer need to do that for some reason. It should have bounds. Is inaccessible due to its protection level? It's public. Wait. Oh, that was the ground. That'll do it. Public. You like that, bitch? No, go away. Inaccessible due to what protection level? Are you stupid? Public override. And override. 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 All right. It still doesn't like this. Entity.bounds is inaccessible due to its protection level. Is it now? Because I was under the impression. Do what? And just like that, all of the errors disappeared. Use the new keyword if hiding was intended. Equals new. Use the new keyword. How do I use it? Fucking where? Quick fix. Use. Add necessary modifiers. Private. Why? That was a necessary modifier. I want to use the new keyword. Do that. Quick fix. Hide base member. New. Oh, okay. So you use it there. New rectangle. Why does it have to be new? The old one worked just fine. All right. Perfect. Even after all that, it still barely compiles. But yeah, this is how I vaguely expected that part to work. Now, class casting is going to be an event because that's how it worked here. If I wanted to do anything to anything, I had to use a dynamic cast. So C# dynamic cast to object. Dynamic runtime cast. So you just use creating a new object from the original type. Vector changing into. Okay. So this guy on Stack Overflow is resisting his like innate Stack Overflow urge to be a massive dick and actually providing like good shit. I saw a fucking Reddit thread where someone like I was working on the screen thing, you know, because when I click play and it shows up on this screen, it didn't used to do that. It took a lot. It took a lot of Googling to get there. But there was some fucking guy like on the Reddit thread that I was looking at who's like, maybe check the option titled to screen. Fun fact, screen hasn't done anything in, I shit you not, 6 years. So that dude, his knowledge was at least 5 years out of fucking date. The dick. And when he tried, like, it took every like ounce of my soul not to like internet common etiquette this man. I saw that, I was so goddamn pissed. How are Linux people such assholes? I don't get it. It's like they train for that shit. It's wild. Whatever. Anyway, this works. I needed to dynamically runtime cast this. So essentially, what I have created here is two entire objects, right? So I need to make them. I need I need to make an entity array. I don't have pointers, so I don't know how to do this. Because how it worked in tax evasion was, I had the entity pointer array. So every time I was referring to, everything I did was passed by reference. So it would always modify. Jesus Christ, 14 years and 8 months ago. Dude, this fucking Stack Overflow post can get a learner's permit in 4 months. Holy shit. Anyway, so I don't know how to do that. I could make an entity, because I don't think I have like vectors in the same way I did in C++. An entity array equals curly braces, new entity. Well, I don't want an entity. I want a player. Player 400 200. I can't imagine why it doesn't like this. Okay, identifier expected. I could say the same thing. Identifier expected view problem. Yep, someone definitely expects an identifier right there. I don't know what that means in this context. Identifier, like it yeah. No quick fixes available, because that worked so well last time. I don't know. What if I just try to run it? Fuck are they gonna do? I also want new ground. Yeah, this can't possibly go fucking wrong. What's it mad at now? Something was expected? Dude, just expect the unexpected. Or the lack thereof. Alright. Build failure. That's the first one of this. This is my first build failure. Wait. If it's a build failure, then how did it keep building? Wad. So like, oh right, because we're interpreted. So if it fucks up, it just keeps going. Oh wait. No, so it must just build the last viable version of it. So gotcha. Ooh. Oh, I'm typing. All right. So this makes sense, right? So like the fact that it like doesn't fucking work, that does indeed make sense. Okay, identifier expected. I don't know what that means. CS 1001. Identifier expected. Get method A. A is not a valid int identifier. Is it now? You did not supply an identifier. The identifier is the name of a class, struct, namespace, method, variable, and so on that you provide. Interesting. So, like, how would I do this? All right. Using my fucking lifeline, dude. Yo, what? Line 20. Help. Oh, no. Just do whatever. I don't care. Did that go to Firefox? Just use my fucking... It should already be linked. Continue. I don't know if you could hear that, but it just sent a notification to the media computer twice. Entities. Oh, yeah, I got a name. I'm fucking retarded. Okay. Now we're good. All right. And now, if I do entities at 1, we're 0 indexed. So entities at 0, 1, we're good. And then entities at 0. That update, that should work, and I should be able to comment these out, and it should just work. Oh my god, that's kind of wild that it just worked. So perfect. So instead of a CSV file, we'll just have like the longest line 20 anyone's ever fucking seen. Yeah, get that good shit right there. Perfect. Ground new. Oh my god, that looks so awful. It hurts every fucking part of my soul. But it technically works. Okay. Now. Technically now. Well, now instead of doing this for, I guess, each fucking entity and entities, entity dot draw. It knew. And in theory, this will also work. So we can also do this for each entity and entities, entity dot update. Now, for player, this should still do shit. It'll do shit right here. But for ground, it shouldn't do shit because it's going to use the default virtual version of this function. I hope. There's a good chance it doesn't. Never mind. Well, the default version doesn't do shit. So, yeah. Perfect. Now, once again, problem solved remains at a whopping 0 as they still don't fucking collide. Because in order for them to collide, I would need to pass entities into update. So the update function will take an entity array that was stupid. My brain actually shut off for that one. I should not have used my lifeline like that. That was fucking retarded. I can't. Whatever. My brain just genuinely turned all the way the fuck off. Anyway, it really doesn't like public void override update because it doesn't take that. And now that it does, it should shut the hell up and die. So should that. Well, actually, that's not how that's going to work. We're just going to use entities for that. So, default does nothing. You're so right. Again, I need to turn that off. So I want some form of settings. Nope. Why is there no, like, easy to locate settings menu for VS Code? Oh, wait. I'm fucking stupid. Profile. Backup and sync settings. I know that's a trap. Settings. Yeah. And then it's like text or something. I don't know. What was it called before? Do I have to like check the other footage? Yeah, shut the fuck up, you dumbass. Bro. Dude, what a stupid shirt. Okay, when do I start programming? Still using Vim. What am I doing, bro? This dude needs to get his shit together. All right. Is this where I solve that particular issue?
On that laptop, which means once
Shut up.
this is a Fedora.
Shut up. All right. When I'm programming, does it still try to predict the entire goddamn universe? See, this is why I record shit like this. It's great. I can see exactly what the hell I was doing. Force dark mode extension. Like that. I can see I was doing that. And I can also see that it did not fucking work, apparently. Where does this idiot... HP namespaces, bro. What, am I doing a tutorial or something? Chill, dude. Yo, dickety dog. Here you can witness me print a document. Oh my gosh. Text editor. Okay, it's in text editor. I think I could have Googled that faster. Oh my god, it was the first goddamn option. Was it? Wait. Suggest words. Shows text suggestions. Yeah, but like... Default path. Am I stupid? Editor. Suggestions. Which ones did I... What? Suggestion. Oh, okay. Editor.inline suggest. Is that what? Wait, seriously? Inline. Oh, okay, wait. Automatically show inside. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. So it's not going to like class. Yeah, okay. Wow, that once again took too fucking long. I'm probably going to look back and do the exact same goddamn thing again. Never fucking learn, huh? All right, I don't need these. So I totally forgot what I was fucking doing. I want collisions to happen, which means do that. So now the entity accepts entities. Now, this is fine for now because all it needs to do is accept all it needs to do is accept like that there is an object in a place. It doesn't need to interact with its like memory, right? Like nothing like the player, all the player needs to know is that, hey, there's an object right there and I can't go through it. It doesn't need to kill the wall yet, or it eventually will probably need to cause the death of another thing, right? But that would all happen inside the update function, so I would need a way to pass that entity array by reference rather than by than by the other one, whatever isn't passed by reference. Passed by reference. Pass by value. So I it's fine to pass by value for now, but eventually I'll need to pass by reference so that I can kill it. So yeah. Anyway, not a concern at this particular moment. In fact, I could rewrite the code at any time. So, player, update. Hey, you have new information you can access. It's called entities. For each entity in entities for each entity in entities. Wait. So it'll look at every single one, and yeah. So we're gonna check collision rec. Check collision recs. Bounds. My bounds. And then entity dot bounds. Yeah. And for now, it's just vel equals can I just do like 0, 0? Nope, fucking figured. It's secretly an array. I remember that. That was like the catchphrase from last time. It is not. Because the type is not constructible. Well, at some point someone had to construct it. So do I just like new? Yeah, I just guess I'll just eat shit then. All right, now. Oh. Sir. What the fuck? Now it's just always slow. How'd you do that? It's always colliding with itself. That's not good. If so, I guess it's just like if is that gonna work? If entity equals this, can I assign to entity? Oh yeah, I get you. Does not equal this. Shit. If it doesn't equal this, fuck. In my heart of hearts, I really thought that would work. Bro, wait, why didn't that work? Well, I have a dumb way to solve this. Instead of the funny for each loop that you get, well, I mean, you still have that in C++. It's just like not called for each necessarily, but I could just like write for int I equals 1, I is less than entities length. No, it's just an attribute. Sure. So this will literally only runs once in this context, but it's expandable. So it'll just skip the first one, and if the first one is not the player, you fucked, essentially. So I will only be appending to the end of this array, or it will kill itself with like a compiler error. No, with a runtime error. Yeah. So, and then it'll just check for collisions with everything. Entity at I. .bounds. Entity zi. .bounds. Well, actually, I still want that because it might be workable. I might just be fucking stupid. And like, if this doesn't work, I'm bringing that back. So yeah, it didn't work, so I'm bringing that back. Why? This shouldn't even check that. Is that even what's happening? Check collision rex bounds, and it checks with entities at I .bounds. It's colliding with itself, dog. How's it doing that? Entities don't length. I equals 1. That's one more than it should be. It should be skipping the 0th. But it just isn't. How did it do that? Shit. Well, now they're both dumb, so now I truly don't know what to do, because I really thought that would work. And like, in my heart of hearts, I really thought like I would just do that and it would fucking work. Let's see. Sharp. Am I checking it at the wrong spot? What if I checked it like here? Awesome. Now the controls don't work. Awesome. Now the controls work just as shite as they did before. So that ain't it. Oh, wait. Perfect. So. Why does he collide with himself? Let's go back to this guy really quick. And let's say entity dot bounds. Bounds. If entity dot bounds does not equal bounds, cannot be applied to rectangles. Dot equals bounds. That should be bitwise. Entity dot bounds, and if not that. Awesome. Awesome. That's fucking awesome. And no effect when entering the rectangle. Is the way I assign this dumb? Vel dot x equals 0. Vel dot y equals 0. Maybe that'll change some. Nope. Color equals red. That's what we call debugging. All right, so what if I just check entity? What if I just I explicitly say check collision rex bounds and entities dot or entities at 1 dot bounds. And that needs to... Oh, I'm fucking retarded. Oh my gosh, I might be the dumbest motherfucker ever. Oh my god. For each, then you check the collisions. If the collision... Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, fuck. Wait. We don't need you. And this should also be red. Okay. If entity dot bounds. Okay. And wow, holy shit. dude, I might not make it in the like. I have to do this for money. Shit, dude, it might be so over. Anywho, uh, and entity. Wait, and oh my god, TIDY entity is not equal to this. And does this just work? Of course it fucking does. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. Holy fucking shit. And I'll bet the velocity thing kind of works too. Vel equals new and 0, and hard set, and then we take this, Control X, boom, because then it'll be 0 by the time it gets to the actual moving bit. And now, if I hit it, sorry, it's so fucking funny to me. Dude, that is fucking comedy gold right there. Give me that back. Give me that shit back. Whoa. Is he gonna hit it? Whoa. Oh. Ah, dang. Wait. Nah. This is gonna be fucking great. Oh my gosh. Go. What are we doing? Oh boy. Oh, wait. Ah, shit. Ah, I lost it again. God damn it. Alright, I'm making a 0 key. If is key pressed. All right. Perfect. Now I have a instant insta go back key. I can, if I lose the thing, it stays right there. Anyway, oh boy, is he gonna hit it? Oh hot dog. Oh nope. And now I'm actually just stuck. You cannot leave that. So essentially, what has to happen there is now this is actually the part I dislike the most, because it never feels like I do collisions right, and that's probably mostly due to the fact that I don't think I ever have. So that looks wrong. Something's bad. That should go there. That should go there. Yeah, that looks right. So essentially, I have a couple options. I can do what I think is right, which I know is objectively wrong. Or I can Google it. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna fucking write it. So what we do have is a get collision. We have a get collision rec. All right. And what that can tell us, right, is it takes the intersection, right, of here, I'll square it up for you. It takes the intersection. So like what would be, say these are two rectangles, if they intersect and they collide, you see how my pinkies are overlapping with each other? It would return a rectangle that is just my pinkies. So, well, what we can do then, if in that case, you'll notice that when my pinkies collide, the rectangle is a lot taller than it is wide. So that's one aspect of it as compared to the other two. So or as compared to itself and relative to the other two ones. Um, and you can also tell that the position, let's say of this one, pretend this one's the player. The rectangle is all the way on the other side of the object as compared to the origin point, which is always going to be in the top left, which is always going to be in the top left. So, if we check that position relative to the midway point, then we can tell it to kick it to either side, kind of like how they do it in Mario. Perfect. So, we are going to use this expression in here. So this will get so rectangle collide equals that. And then we cap it off with a semicolon. So rectangle collide equals that magical collision rec I was talking about. Now, we're talking about, and then you just have to like go through the hard way. So if collide, and this is all relative to the player because the player doesn't, well, the player can actually know where the ground is, but I'm going to pretend it doesn't. So which in theory, you could also just like, if you know that there is a collision, technically you could just find out, hey, there's a collision, but I don't like writing collision detection. Just collision happens. Or just the check collisions rec is one of my favorite things in this library. But anyway, so if collide dot x, right? Because we're checking. I'm gonna first do a left side collision. So if collide dot x is greater than bounds dot x plus bounds plus, oh my gosh, what the hell happened? Plus bounds dot width divided by 2. What? Divided by 2? What? Why can't I see the divided by 2 part? Div 2. Divided by? What? That's a backslash. I want a forward slash, right? The forward slash is the... What the fuck? Is it haunted? What happened? What the fuck? Okay. Are we good now? That never happened. Possibly mistaken empty statement? Sure, whatever. Okay. I gotta get the like, oh, I don't even have paint. Oh, wait. There's a version of paint here. Okay, so. Let's look at this. That is not nearly thick enough. I want more line. Color. I want this bigger. How do I get... Is that bigger? Okay, perfect. So this is the player, and it's going to collide with the wall. Excellent. Now, in this case, if collide.x, that is the green rectangle, rectangle's a stretch, but you know what I mean. Well, it almost works. All right. Perfect. If this is greater than the bounds of the square plus the width divided by 2, which means it's on the far right side of the square, we want the bounds dot x to be subtracted by collide dot width by d, right? Right, because we want this guy to move this direction this much. Yeah. That makes sense. So, perfect. Now, we have the basic framework for... Now, this does open up a potential bug. What you could end up with is a scenario where you hit the corner and they're equal. In which case, we have to make a decision on where to send that motherfucker. But I'm not going to do that right now, so... perfect. So we're going to start by looking at the other scenario. Basically where this is turned 180 degrees. So if collide dot that is less than bounds dot x, I mean, we did it in reference to the middle point before, so we'll just continue with that. We want to add, I think, right? If, shit, all right, I'm gonna get the artist skills back on. You can come back. Oh, no, you can't. All right. So now if Mr. Player here collides with a wall like this in reference to the midpoint, because all of the origins are right here, right? That's what we care about. And this origin is right here. So actually the origins would technically be equal, but that sounds buggy as shit. So we're going to do it in reference here. We want it added, so that's perfect. If it's less minus, no, this is still plus. Yeah, I think that works. I believe technically we can build this and see if it fucking works, at least to some degree. So now we, yeah, it doesn't let us through. It doesn't. Oh wow. Okay. Well, if you have sufficient velocity, if you have sufficient velocity from one side, apparently, you can just wait. So you just go, oh, no. Oh, that actually worked. That first time was a fluke. And I have to change nothing. So now, okay. So there is such a thing as a smidgen too much velocity, because I went pretty far off the screen and coming back. Honestly, we might. Oh no, he decided to just stay. So, given my extensive bug testing, oh, all right. I don't know where he went. All right. Okay, that sucks because that was actually slow as shit. Does it have anything to do with downward momentum? Nope. Oh. Almost got him. I don't. Why? What? It only works sometimes. It worked that time. Well, I think part of the problem, like, is just like don't let the player get this much velocity, you know? But that does okay, well now I'm getting pretty consistent at it, which is not good. Is it a certain velocity? Because it seems to be exactly the velocity that it takes to get from the top left corner of the screen. Oh, no. Okay. So it was here last time. Oh. Okay, wait. It usually just works. Yeah, it like always works from the origin. That was like a hoik, like a Terraria hoik. This is all like Terraria hoiks. There is also the slight issue of, well, okay. Part of the issue may be that I haven't implemented vertical collisions yet, which matter. No, but even still, like the whoop. No, because that still, it's still just a little too much. It's like 2 pixels too much whenever it does it, and I have no idea why it would be like 2 pixels off. Well, no, it's all even numbers. Well, wait, bounds dot width divided by 2 is an odd number. Or minus one. I totally arbitrary. Might fuck everything up. Who knows? It still teleports. Yep. And obviously, okay. I'm gonna try implementing vertical collisions. See if that does fucking anything. All right. Collide dot y is greater than bounds dot y, which means it's lower on the screen. Plus bounds dot height divided by 2. Then what you should do is you should bounds dot y. If it's greater than it divided by 2, then you pop that bitch up. So up is negative by the height amount. And then you flip it. You flip that. Y. Height. It looks like there's a missing semicolon. Oh no, there wasn't. Oh. Oh no no no! We're not done with you. I hope. I actually hope we are. But okay. So it always runs the horizontal checks first because that's exactly what I told the program to do, which sucks. Which means we need to take into consideration because we haven't even compared the rectangle, right? So what you can do is you see how this one is a lot wider than it is tall, or is a lot taller than it is wide. That means it must be an X direction collision. Because yeah, kind of. It doesn't matter. So essentially we need to make yet another if statement. If collide dot width is greater than dot, or no, we want the height. If the height is greater than the width, then we do all this. Because reasons. And then, similarly, if that isn't true, it's less than or equal. So now it'll check all that, and that's actually staying. So and and so now it should basically work. What the fuck? What was that? Why did it do that? It's also possibly the stickiest wall ever. What? Okay, so if still somehow, if you hit it with enough fucking momentum, you immediately magically teleport to the bottom. If you what? If you hit it with just the right speed, you'll tell. Okay, that one could have been normal. Why would it do that? Like that went all the way to the bottom for some reason. And it's like a Goldilocks cuz like okay. Well, actually here. So if I'm just fucking wailing on it, right? Oh, okay. That did go through. I've never seen this side go through. Okay. That side is also fucked. Which means, thankfully, the whole thing is fucked. Or we could just keep the player's velocity capped. So we would do that by going here, where they... Yep. If... I don't want to do 4 if statements. So, like... I mean, if the absolute value... Assembly load event args? No. Absolute value. Nope. Is there like a math library I can get? What? I don't think I need this. System.numerics. What is system.numerics? Where did these come from? Big class is vector. I have vectors? Structs, interfaces. Math.abs. Okay. Why does it not like that? Math does not contain a definition for abs. Are you fucking sure? Did you look? Math.abs. Float to bool. Can I just like int? No. You can't take the absolute value of a fucking float? What is this, the Stone Ages? ABS double. But there's no float? ABS 64, integer pointer. Single? Huh? Bro. ABS double. Double precision. But it doesn't have the regular one? Do I need to convert it to a fucking double? Alright, I guess I'm casting. That's more expensive than the 4 if statements. God damn it. It's greater than, I don't know. What's a lot of velocity? Like 20? I don't need variables. Just fucking wing it. It was greater than 20. No, it isn't. All right. If it's less than negative 20, no, it isn't. If it's greater than 20, no, it isn't. And if it's less than negative 20, no, it isn't. See? Now no one gets to have fun. Although I do want more than 20, and unfortunately, that's a lot of 20s I just wrote. Can I Control-Shift F? Can I find 20? How do I replace? Can I just Control F? Find 20. Can I replace? I want to replace. Replace with max val. Girly Pop, I know you're fucking lying. Circular expression, match whole word. And float max val equals 50. I love that. That's how you know it's a good code. All right. Now if I hit it really hard, okay, I don't think it's fast enough to go through. I mean, it's a little fucky, but did that just go through? God damn it, man. If it's... Okay, wait, what if I got rid of this part? This is for the less than... Whoa. That right there, that's programming. Oh. So maybe that was dumb the whole time. Sample size of so just stop doing this. This seems like it's gonna cause problem. Like in my mind, it doesn't work. Does it just work? I mean, that looked kind of weird, but here, let's collide very softly to... I should add drag. This is really difficult. Okay. So max velocity down. Looks fine to me. Oh. We are fucking hard stuck. Really? Interesting. So this is... So what happens on this one? Because that's the dumb case. Like that's the case that should just work. Does that happen all the time from downward collisions? Collide dot height. If y. Oh, because they're equal. I want this one. And same goes for you. Because if they're equal, we're fucked. Oh. So now this should work. And cool. once again, that only took fucking forever. Dude, I'm gonna call the series like programming slow and bad because that's what I'm doing. Like, dude, you know what? Fuck it. We're doing that right now. I'm gonna go change the first episode. Well, it's not loading. I'm gonna go change the first episode to programming slow and bad, episode 1. But C# is like, it's a language. That's my official conclusion so far. Perfect. Now we can officially say one problem was solved. We can now pass by value. All of these. We eventually need to pass by reference, so that'll be fun. Because unfortunately, there is a point at the end of this where if they collide, I need to fucking kill one of them, and unfortunately, kill yourself is not a function. So that will in fact be a problem. What is this? Make field read only. Why would I do that? Add read only. Okay. This is a suggestion. I didn't even know that was a thing. You can do that? I thought that was like for assembly. Yeah, so this it works a little bit more now. Another fucking 2 hours down. I have to piss, so I think that's it for this one. Collisions kind of work. We saw every possible way they could go wrong too. So, all right. Two tlays.